I just wanted to get on here and kind of just, I appreciate everyone's support, and it's been really nice to see. Obviously, with there's been so much negativity out there lately, so it's just nice to see. That's why I figured, I was like, people have this opinion or whatever that we don't focus on other kids, and I don't know, it's just all these weird things I'm seeing. I'm like, you know what? And then everyone's like, people do these daily vlog things, and I'm like, I've never been a vlogger, so I don't know what the hell that's all about. But I was like, well, I'll just film my morning routine. And I don't know, I just, like, all the comments I got it was just really nice and uplifting and positive, and but a part of me was kind of like, wow, like I didn't realize how many dads aren't really that involved, or husbands. I mean, people were commenting all this stuff, and I was like, dang, man, like, I don't know, it's sad, to be honest. I had people, instant messaging me saying that they feel like they're a single married mom, and I'm like, I never heard that term before, single married mom. I'm like, that's different. But yeah, I don't know, I just thought that that was kind of interesting. And then honestly, the comments about, like, where's Kate and stuff, like, that stuff really just was like, what is going on? I think the society's, like, idea of dads not being able to, like, do their daughter's hair or get them ready for school, it's just weird. It's like, you never would see it. If Kate posted a video of her doing the same thing, no one would be asking, where's the dad, or where's your husband, or whatever. So I think that's, like, we gotta work on that, because that's weird. But yeah, I just dropped all the girls off at school, and so I figured I'd jump on here and just say how much I appreciate everybody's support. And I tell you what, there were some comments that got me literally choked up, like, emotional, because there was comments from women saying, oh my God, like, I remember my dad used to brush my hair in the morning for school, and I really miss him. And I'm like, oh my God, like, they're talking about their dad being, passed on, and that video reminded them of their dad doing that for them. And oh my God, I was like, dude, it's killing me. Yeah, so I mean, if you guys, I figured I'd do a couple more and just kind of show you guys the other side of our life that they don't MTV doesn't come here and show all this stuff. They don't show, me taking the girls to gymnastics. They don't show, Kate taking Nova to do all of her cheer stuff. They don't really focus on any of that stuff. They didn't even film Raya potty training. We just potty trained Raya. We're in the middle of it right now. Like, so it's just weird, like, MTV obviously doesn't film everything, and they kind of find what's interesting, and it's weird. Like, we film a lot, but they decide to air whatever they want to air. So, I don't know. It's just weird. So I figured it'd be nice to kind of give a little glimpse of just, like, normal day-to-day stuff. And yeah, so the life of a girl dad, I line them all up, brush, all their hair and stuff, like, and it's so normal to me that the response is a little, like, surprising, kind of, like, overwhelming. I was like, dang, man, like, I just thought this was, like, normal stuff that most dads do, but whatever. Yeah, but I don't know, I really appreciate it, because I feel like we've been getting a lot of hate lately, and it's fine, it's okay, everyone can hate us, it's fine. But it was nice to see a little bit of a difference there, so that was great. Yeah, and I also want to, like, hey, man, like, dads are important too. We're also parents, like, so yeah, I mean, I think it's weird that people were commenting about Kate when I'm just getting the girls ready for school. Like, it was weird to me, but I hope everyone's liking the podcast. I mean, the numbers are overwhelming. Honestly, like, it's crazy. Didn't really expect to be pulling numbers like that, but yeah, it's wild. I'm very, very appreciative, very grateful. I feel very blessed to just have this life that I have. I mean, I get to raise these 3 beautiful kids, and I have a beautiful wife that loves me, and I love her, and we just, it's great. I mean, I really honestly couldn't ask for anything more. So, I know MTV likes to focus on other stuff, obviously, but, you know, even, and there's going to be some stuff that's airing later on in the season that, you know, we can't control what was filmed months ago, you know. So you're going to see some stuff when our emotions are all high and raw and, you know, whatever. But I just want to reiterate moving forward that we've spoken our truth. We have nothing else to really say about our own adoption experience, and moving forward, we're just going to focus on advocacy for adoptees and raising their voices. And I can't wait for you guys to see or hear the next podcast. We interview Gretchen Sisson, who is the author of Relinquished. And if you haven't read that book, you really should. It's an amazing, updated, kind of modern educational information, you know, kind of gives you all the information about how adoption runs in the country of the United States of America. And it's very different from other countries. So I can't wait for that podcast to come out. And I think one thing that I want to mention is just like, when we are talking about adoption in general, I would like to ask people to not don't associate it that we're talking about our own. If I, you know, talk to you about a adoption statistic or something, that has nothing to do with our personal adoption. So I feel like when we talk about certain stuff, people are like, well, you stop talking about it and stop bashing. It's like, well, I'm not bashing anybody. I'm just talking about adoption in general. So stop associating it with our own story. I mean, we're just talking education wise and information. So like, don't get it confused, I guess. But I'm excited. I'm excited for the future. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff brewing. A lot of stuff going on. I have an interview here pretty soon I got to go to. And hopefully it goes pretty good. Starting online training with clients here pretty soon. So I'm just excited. You know, life's moving. It's moving good. But yeah, I just thought it'd be nice to kind of get on here and give you guys a little update. Let you guys ask some questions if that's what I can't. And oh, by the way, guys, these comments, bro. I mean, let's see. Here's a question here. What is it? The thing I hear a lot when people say, me with my kids when they were young, they would say, wow, you have your hands full. But a man in the same situation get complimented for the same thing. Okay, so I was just saying this. I commented to somebody, I can't remember who it was, but I responded and I said, you know, it's weird that like no, I feel like no other mom would get praise or applause for getting their kids ready for school. So why are we doing this to dads? Why are we like, I think the standard of dads has got to be pretty low if we're like, I mean, it was just weird. It was very weird to me. I was like, wow, this is interesting. And I just kept thinking about my own mom. Like, no one applauded her when she got all of us ready for school as a single mom. No one, you know what I mean? Like, it was weird. It was like, dude, are we not like, I think we should raise the bar a little bit for the dads out there and the husbands. I mean, goddamn. And then people say, like, oh, she's probably sleeping. It's like, yeah, my wife is sleeping in. I get the mornings and she does the nights. Whoa. What's the problem? You know, like, why is that a bad thing? I don't know. It's just weird. Yeah, but I agree with you. I think it's strange. let's see I'm trying to go through other questions here. Let's see. How do you get past the bitterness from PTSD from childhood? I'm struggling. Well, I'm sorry that you're struggling. And I think PTSD is a whole, like, it's a very specific thing to have. I don't have PTSD. Kate was diagnosed with PTSD her first round of treatment. And I think it was interesting because they told her that, adoption was a traumatic event. And that was the first time she called me and she's like, hey, my therapist told me that our adoption was traumatic. And I'm like, okay. And I think it's something that me and Kate probably didn't realize, because we were so young, that it was a traumatic event. But Kate's like, yeah, she would say stuff in the therapy session about how, oh, I chose adoption, and it was sad, and the therapist's like, stop saying but. Just sit with it. It was sad. It was hard. It was difficult. Boom, boom. Like, don't try to justify it. So, I'll be honest with you. The bitterness, I think for me, like I do a lot of meditating and grounding work and shadow work. And I feel like for me, I was bitter for a long time too from my childhood stuff. But I feel like I was able to shift that bitterness into gratitude. And I know that sounds really weird to have gratitude for struggles and like trauma and stuff, but that's why I had this tattoo, suffering builds character, on my arm, because it's like my thing. It reminds me that suffering does build character, and it's not necessary to build my character, but it was part of it, and I think it's part of a lot of people. And I feel like I can sit here and I can be super bitter, or I can be grateful that I had an experience that shaped my character and my development and my progression as a human being. So I feel like like you have to get over the anger part. And I think people vilify anger as an emotion a lot. Like, anger is just as important as sadness and happiness. It's an emotion. So like, you need to honor it. And there's ways to do it. Like, I write a lot, and when I'm mad, I'll write like aggressively. I'll swear a lot, and I'll just whatever. And then I'll meditate on it, and I feel a lot better. And I also think try and just, like I said, shift that perspective of not everybody gets a luxury to live a life that's long enough to experience certain things, bad or good. So try to find the gratitude in it, I feel like, is probably my best advice. Trying to find other questions. There's a lot. Holy crap. Let's see. All right. I guess we'll do this one. How did you guys go through the struggles of your adoption? I've actually someone brought this up to me in this group that said, it wasn't your adoption, it was your daughter's. And I was like, whoa, like I never thought about that before. So I'm trying to shift my language, as in, like, instead of saying, oh, my adoption experience, because I'm not an adoptee, so I wasn't adopted, so it's not really my adoption experience. I think I'm going to shift it more to say my relinquishing experience. I'm a birth parent, and I relinquished a baby. I wasn't adopted, so I'm trying to get that language down. It's all a work in progress too. Like, I feel like people some people can be very aggressive with their terminology, and if you get something wrong or right, we're all learning. I think everyone deserves a little grace when it comes to this kind of stuff. So, I think the struggles of my relinquishing experience as a birth father have a lot to do with obviously just being young and naive, and I think it comes down to like just accepting the fact that I wasn't worthy. And I think people get really defensive, not defensive, they get protective, I would say, when I say I was not worthy of her, and I'm not worthy of her. And they're like, well, stop, you were, oh my gosh. And I feel I understand what they're saying, and I understand, and I appreciate them trying to like, I appreciate it, but at the same time, I wasn't worthy of her. You know, I was 16, I was naive, I was young, I was, you know, I had so much growing up to do, and she was innocent, and she didn't ask to be here, and so I think just accepting the fact that I wasn't worthy, and that's okay. You're not going to be worthy for a lot of things. You're not going to be worthy for specific people, and those aren't, it's fine. It just comes down to like, okay, well, how can I work on that? How can I make myself be more worthy the next time or whatever? So, yeah, I mean, I think going through the struggles of me relinquishing pushed me to kind of do my own therapy and kind of get down to the bottom line of like why I operate the way I do. And I'm still doing that. I mean, I'm supposed to go get tested for autism here pretty soon. So, and I'm almost scared to like go do the final tests, even though it'll make a lot of sense to me. I mean, obviously I had ADHD my whole life as a kid, and yeah, and so, and obviously getting diagnosed with bipolar, which I'm still like, I don't know about all that. It gets misdiagnosed a lot, so I will probably have to go do this final autism test and see what's going on. But anyway, I think going through the struggles of my relinquishing was part of my journey, and it was necessary for growth. So that's kind of how I got through it, I feel. Let's see. That's a good question. How do you make sure each of your children get their emotional tanks full? Specifically, how do you make sure they aren't jealous of each other? That's a great question. So I do this thing called, we do a thing called Nova Day and a Beta Day and now a Raya Day. And that's when I'll take them on a little date. Like I'll take Nova to the movies and we'll go out to eat, and it's just me and her. And then we'll go to Target because she loves to go to Target, and we'll like get something from Target. I do the same thing with Veda, and eventually I'll do the same thing with Raya. Right now, Raya's more of like, just go to the park and get an ice cream cone. But that'll probably change. But I do make sure to do stuff by themselves individually. I think it's super important. And like, to be honest with you, like me and Nova talk a lot. Like we have very deep, intense conversations. And she always tells me afterward, thanks for talking to me, Dad. And thanks for telling me that. And thanks for helping me learn how to, draw and just all this stuff. Like, and so I feel like I have little special things with each of the children. Like, Nova's artistic and drawing, and Beta, right now we're playing mermaid Barbies, and that's like our thing. And so, and then Raya is, we're just in the middle of just like doing a whole bunch of stuff, potty training and playing with her little toys, trying to teach her how to skate on her little skates. So like, yeah, I mean, 3 kids, 2 parents, you're not going to get it right all the time. And I'm pretty sure there's days where, Nova feels like she's left out, or Raya does. And I just try to balance it as best as I can. I mean, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But yeah, I try to like make sure they have their own days. I think that's really special. Outside their birthdays, and I have them a couple times a year, like, I don't think it should be anything like specific. It's just like, hey, Noah, you want to have a Nova day today? And she's like, yeah. And yeah, so that's what I do. But let's see. A good question. Okay. What would you recommend a couple that wants to adopt in the eyes of a respectful relationship with the birth parents? So obviously that would be considered an open adoption, in which I think all adoptions should be open. It's ethical, and that's kind of the whole. Especially, and specifically, I'm talking about private infant adoption, not foster care, youth, or anything like that, or kinship, not a step parent adoption or anything like that. I'm talking about private infant adoption. Yeah, I think, like I said before, which people get really upset when I say this. I think it's important to ask yourself the question of, do you want a baby or do you want to be a parent? Because you don't need a baby in order to be a parent. And I think if you have a hard time answering that question, I don't think you should adopt. I think you should wait. I think you should do some more therapy revolving around the reasons why you're wanting to adopt in the first place, and really narrow that intention and reasoning down. Because I want people to understand that regardless if an adoptee acknowledges their trauma or their trauma manifests externally, internally, trauma happened as a baby. That you can't get around it. Maternal separation trauma is very real. They've done studies on babies' brains of the cortisol level rising, stress, because they don't have the smell of their mother and all that. So just research, read a lot of books. The Primal Wound, Relinquish, Adoption Unfiltered. These are some books that I think all adoptive parents, prospective adoptive parents should read. And then, like I said, really get into therapy and really just figure out, where it's stemming from, where this desire is coming from. Is it because you can't have them naturally? Is it because you're scared of going through the pregnancy yourself, or whatever the reason is? And I think it's interesting because people get upset when I suggest that, but the reason why is because it's inevitable. No baby, I want this to be very clear, no baby is a blank slate. You can't just get a baby. I don't care if the woman delivers the baby and hands the baby right to you and you immediately start feeding the baby. That baby is having maternal separation trauma in the brain. They recorded this, they found it, it's science. And so understand that when you are adopting, you are getting a baby that's inevitably traumatized. And that requires a special type of care. And it requires a lot of selfless introspection and understanding that you have kind of a higher responsibility, because you are getting a baby that's traumatized, and yeah. So I mean, just understand that, I guess. Oh, my cat, Shadow. What are you doing, Shadow? This is my cat. Shadow. All right. Yeah. So I mean, I think, and also just research the agency you're using. And honestly, and people get upset about this too, but adoption is not designed for a family building tool. You understand? Adoption is designed for children in detrimental crisis who cannot stay with the family of origin or kinship. I mean, it is not designed for people who can't have babies to have babies. Do you know what I mean? It's not designed for that. It is designed to provide safe external care for kids who are in detrimental crises and temporary crises. So I have a hard time finding it to be very ethical if you're building your family off of somebody else's crisis, both the birth parent and the adoptee. I think it's and then honestly, participating in any industry that commodifies children. I mean, it costs $50,000 to adopt a baby from an agency. So why? You know what I mean? Why does it cost that much money? And we're the only country that does it. So anyway, I mean, prospective adoptive parents, just really do your homework. Yeah, before you make that decision. But I gotta go. I got my interview pretty soon, so wish me luck. Hopefully I get hope I get this job as a trainer. I'm excited for it. I've worked hard, I've studied for it, and I can't wait to help people kind of reach their fitness goals and all that kind of stuff. So I appreciate everybody coming on here and talking with me at 9 o'clock in the morning. Maybe I'll do it again later on today, but I appreciate you guys. Much love. Have a good one.